5 storylines to watch in Game 2 of the NBA Finals, so you should never read too much into a Game 1. LeBron Jameshas dropped his last 6 Game 1 matchups in the NBA Finals, but his team has gone on to win 3 of the last 5 titles. It's yet to be known, of course, how no. 6 plays out. The Cavaliers looked downright bad Thursday night. The Warriors, who didn't even play their best basketball, made quick work of Cleveland, cruising to a 130-91 win. But this series isn't over. As wepointed out Friday, Game 1 was a warm-up of sorts for the Cavs, but now they've really got to get it going. Cleveland has been able to come from behind on Golden State before, but considering the talent level on this year's Warriors roster, a 2-0 deficit could prove to be insurmountable. Game 2 is a must-win for the Cavs. The game tips at 8 p.m. on ABC. Here are 5 storylines to pay attention to. 1. Turnover totals. Turnovers were the tail of the tape in Game 1. Golden State had only 14, an NBA Finals record for the fewest in a game, while Cleveland had 20. Expect those numbers to be more even Sunday. The Cavs need to limit Golden State's extra possessions, so protecting the orange will be vital. Of particular interest, how many toes will King James commit? He had 8 Thursday. 2. Can Klay Thompson break out of his slump? Klay Thompson is always valuable when he's on the court. Even when this half of the Splash Brothers isn't, well, splashing, has one of the best wing defenders in the NBA. The Warriors keeping him out there to guard Kyrie Irving is a no-brainer, but Golden State would certainly prefer it if Klay could get his stroke back. In Thompson's last 16 games, he's shooting 36.4% from the field and 31.9% from 3. That's a far cry from his usual efficiency. His career averages are 45.3 and 41.9, respectively. Stephen Curry and Kevin Durant are on fire right now. If Klay starts feeling it and joins the party, the Warriors could hang 130 on Cleveland's porous defense. 3. What's the pace of the game? If you look at the numbers from the past 2 finals matchups plus Game 1 of this year, the strategy the Cavs need to implement seems clear: slow the game down and turn it into a slugfest. This is pretty intuitive. Golden State has more firepower, and you simply don't want to give the Warriors more opportunities and let them play their desired fast-paced game. The Cavs say they don't plan on slowing it down, though in fact, they want to run. Certainly, running at strategic moments is a good idea, but if Cleveland forces the issue as it did in Game 1, it will likely backfire. If this game is in the 80s or 90s, Cleveland has a good shot. Once it gets into the triple digits, Golden State becomes the overwhelming favorite. 4. Which Tristan Thompson shows up? Tristan Thompson is not a super skilled offensive player, but has a creator, sets good screens and gets vital offensive boards. He was poor all around Thursday, going 0 for 3 from the field, scoring 0 points, grabbing only 4 rebounds, and recording a 13-player rating. Cleveland needs TT to play like he did in last year's finals, particularly in Game 6. He amassed 15 points, 16 boards, and a 32 rating, best of any player on the court. 5. Can the Cavs expose the Warriors' bigs? It's no secret where the Warriors are weak in the front court. We've known this would be the case since Golden State let Andrew Bogut walk. Draymond Green is a stud, but Kevin Durant prefers to play around the perimeter, and Golden State's other bigs simply aren't skilled enough to belong on the court. Zaza Pachulia, David West, JaVale McGee, these are the guys Cleveland needs to expose. Cue someone yelling, "Expose him." Golden State's bigs recorded the lowest player ratings of anyone on their squad in Game 1, but the Warriors managed to hide them well. GSW's wings were clearly well prepared, and aside from a couple cases of confusion such as when Steph Curry left LeBron all alone under the basket, the Warriors played pick situations practically to perfection. The Cavs need to implement a steady diet of screens that force GSW's bigs to switch onto LeBron James or Kyrie Irving in isolation situations. If Kevin Love and Tristan Thompson show up ready to set some physical picks which the refs have been letting fly this postseason, Keep an eye on how Leva and Thompson use their upper body, as Cleveland will create favorable matchups that could let the Cavs jump right back in the series.